Okay, so it's been about 1 month since we finished this part of our kitchen renovation, but I think it's missing something. So what are we missing here, Lorraine? What's next?
The island, which I have been very patiently waiting for because this is a working kitchen. Like, we don't just put food in the microwave and that's it. Like, we make a lot of food. We cook, we bake.
All meals.
All from scratch. So countertop space is very, very important to us. So I've been canning, I've been dehydrating, I've been doing lots of things, and I've been just kind of working with what I've got, using the table and kind of using other parts of the furniture throughout the house to kind of just hold things on, and that's been kind of frustrating because I feel like the kitchen is spreading into other parts of the house.
Yeah, and with Thanksgiving coming and the holidays.
Yes.
And then we're starting to butcher our animals now this winter, so yeah, we definitely need something. I know I have some scrap wood in here somewhere. For some reason, I have a lot of cedar wood. I use some of this stuff for the pantry area, and for some reason, I have 2 4x4 cedar posts. This would actually be really good for legs for a kitchen island. It's a little rough. It has some paint, some kind of stains on it. Chips out of it. That just means we're just gonna have to mill this down a little bit to get all the ugly pieces off of it. We're only gonna get 2 legs out of this, and I'm gonna make this a little bit longer than what we actually need it, so that way we can trim it off. The cedar wood is not as dense as, like, say, oak, so it's gonna cut a little bit better on my little table saw. We're gonna take off a sliver of each side, clean it up, square it up, and then figure out what size we want the legs. And then because my blade doesn't go that high and this wood is thick, we need to go with 1 pass and then flip it over and do the other pass to cut all the way through. I tried to take out the ugly pieces to make them cleaner, and also they're the same size. Now all we have to do is cut them to length. I need to cut them at 35 inches. They're a little bit longer than that, so we're gonna see what we have to work with. We're gonna see how, if there's like a crack on this end, then I'm gonna cut a little bit off of there. If there's, ugly part on this end, cut a little bit off of there, but I need 35 inches overall. However I get there, I'm gonna recheck it. Where we at? It's about 35. There was a crack in here, so you just cut that part off and see which one you like. If you like kind of figured, you like the knotty, well, just leave that in. All right, what we have here are the bones now. This is everything's cut. We got the 4 legs and then all the cross members here. Trying to work with what I have. And I currently have a bunch of cedar. So now we got to put it all together. We're going to use the Craig jig screws, the Craig Jiggy clamp. This cedar came from a local estate sale that I got last year from my friend Ben. Thanks, Ben. You gotta be very delicate. Can't be going too crazy screwing it in there, because it might crack the wood, so you just gotta be careful. We need to notch these out, just so it fits snug in there, from the wooden legs. It's just going to be a lot easier, I think, if we put it on a table. This table is not perfectly straight. It's like a big indent in the middle. Oh, I need to bring my real table out here when I get a chance. But that's it. That's the bones of it. It seems pretty solid to me. I always try to over-engineer things because I want this thing to last. We may be moving this thing around, so you don't want to have it be too delicate. So this is a little notch. Fits in there really good. I want it flush with the legs so it's not sticking out too much. Could have put a piece of plywood in there, but we wanted it real wood. I didn't want to put plywood, then you got to trim it out. And then over time it's just not going to be good because we're going to be putting like some pots and pans and heavy cast iron. It might be wet. Plywood's not good when it's wet. So you could screw it, or you could just put a nail in it. So that's how we're gonna do it here, just to kind of hide so it doesn't look like there's screws or nails in here. Slats to be flush. I'm gonna put a 2x4 there and just kind of butt up all these against there. I mean, you could make something or have a little scrap piece of wood, but it's such a little spot, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. Usually I'm pretty good at eyeballing. All right, we're getting so close to finishing this. I'm getting excited. But I'm gonna hit it with about 120 grit sandpaper because we're gonna end up putting some kind of finish on this. So I'm going to use a polyurethane, our most durable clear protection. For the countertop, this one matches what we already have in the kitchen. It's just acacia, solid acacia finish from either Home Depot or Lowe's has these. And it's a butcher block and it's already made. You don't have to mess with it. Plus I don't have the proper tools to actually build something this big. And then just to give it a more smoother finish, we're gonna hit it with some sandpaper, some fine grit, and then we're gonna finish it off. And then I like to round off the edges a little bit, not to keep them so sharp. So I like using the Rubio Monocoat. I use this for all food grade countertops, tables, and it's two parts. You have the oil and then you have the hardener, and then you mix the two. Now I think I have just enough. Then you mix it up. This is food grade, better than butcher block oil. This stuff is not cheap, so I try to save a little bit just for this application. So I use this stuff all throughout our kitchen and table. And this stuff smells amazing. It's like a sweet beeswax kind of smell. So we chose not to put wheels on this thing because why? Because we just don't like the way the wheels look.
Yeah, I think the wheels were gonna make it more clunky and
well, I just don't like the look of it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that comes down to looks, really.
Yeah.
But we're gonna add these felts on this. Will help it glide along a little bit better because we also didn't want this to be permanent.
Right. We wanted to move this around and then have this make room for
More versatile.
yeah, we were gonna just make more room in the kitchen in case we wanted to host and put an eating table, or this could be the eating table, and just kind of rearrange the furniture a little bit.
Yeah, we'll move this out of the way if we need to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna be doing some heavy chopping like this.
I don't know.
Rolling
You could
out
be going
some
like boom, 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 boom. Making them tortillas.
Yeah. Butchering a half. It does
That's
move.
easy.
But what if we put the heavy board top
Or you're
on
like
it?
moving it. You can move it
Yeah,
like that.
it is. But we're gonna have the heavy top, plus we're gonna have stuff in here.
I ended up putting a couple coats on that poly on this, like 2 coats on this whole thing, and I like it. It makes it more wipeable, you know, in case food gets on this. I'll put the top on. Hopefully it fits. We gotta measure, make sure it's all even all the way around. I think I put about 2 inches of hang right here. There it is, it's done. What do you think?
I absolutely love it. I feel like the kitchen looks more complete. Before it just kind of had this giant gap in the middle of the room. I feel like it looks complete. I am so excited to use this countertop space. I can already envision like meal prepping and preparing on this countertop.
Move it, see if you can move it around.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy, but it's not as easy as it was without the top. If we were to host and we need a buffet table to put all the food on, this would be fantastic because right on this side is our kitchen table. We can have dinner on the table and like Thanksgiving buffet right here with the turkey. Because our kitchen table is kind of small, so sometimes we don't have a whole lot of space to put food on the table. So this is going to be so helpful. Or we could use this as a table when we host more people over. So there's a lot of options here. I like what we did when we put it here. So if we wanted to slide this over here even,
Yep.
this lines up perfectly. And like if we had something that we were washing a lot of, sometimes like we'll get a bushel of apples, for example, and we've got, you know, apples that we're washing and then we're canning or filling up jars, and we just kind of need to like have this nice flow here. So this is also an option too. I really like it. So many options here. And I love the design because this is exactly how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to have these two shelves and kind of some slatted wooden pieces of wood here for the shelves. And it's just an open look. And I could put all of my things in there and easily get them out on either side. Yeah, if I need it closer to the stove, I can move it closer to the stove. If I need it closer to the dining room table, I can move it there too.
So yeah, movable was the #1 option. So we didn't want to be permanent. And then if it was permanent, we might have added like a outlet or something, some kind of electrical outlet. But yeah, it's just very simple. Yeah, we might add another like a towel bar on the end here.
Yeah.
To hang some towels on. But that may be for another video. But we have this now. Finally, we got it, guys. We got it done. Thank you guys for your patience. Also, this is pretty heavy duty. That this would definitely hold an animal. You got to think about that stuff.
Like a small pig?
Yeah, like a small pig.
Piece it out?
Piece it out right here.
Yeah.
If you homestead, if you farm, if you're growing all the food, buying a house, the kitchen never works. Like, they're not meant for... Today's kitchens are not meant for growing food. I mean, there was a little challenge because it's a small little footprint of a kitchen.
Yeah, it's a small kitchen. But
And then figuring out where you want the fridge, figuring out where you want the stove, and just kind of working with what we have. What are you putting in there?
I will probably have to play around with some of my stuff. I still have stuff that's in boxes in the basement, and I have stuff that's in the mudroom in the pantry out there. I think it's mostly for food prepping, chopping and rolling out doughs and that kind of thing. So I might need those kind of tools underneath here, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm gonna put these bowls for sure here. I know that. There we go. We're done.
Yeah, so the lights, I mean, so much brighter in here, guys. I mean, it's just amazing night and day and what it used to look like. But yeah, we're done. We're done? Yeah. Well, I don't think you're ever really done.
No, we're not done.
With anything. You're never done. It's always evolving. It's always changing. You know, we'll probably add some more shelves over here.
And the doors.
I gotta add the doors and some drawers. I mean, it's never truly done, but
it's evolving and it's getting there.
90%. 90%.
This was like what I was waiting for the most because I really need tabletop space.
Yeah. And that completes the tabletop space.
Yeah.
So do you think we gained space with the new kitchen than what it used to be?
Yes. I love the fridge here because before, if you remember, when we first moved in, we had this giant tank of a refrigerator that was here. It was massive. And then so we got the small refrigerator and then put the tank downstairs in the basement. But still the small refrigerator was here. So I didn't have this. And then this was kind of all scooted over. And then we had this, but then a little piece. So I feel like this is the bonus.
Yeah, plus this little part here.
Well, that was like the piece that kind of jetted out like this. So I feel like this is the bonus. That is a bonus as well.
But it flows better.
It flows so much better.
And
like
it's brighter.
We can walk straight this way and we can go around this thing and the fridge just makes 100% more sense here. We have not regretted any of our decisions at all.
Yeah, I think it's good. Oh, look at this. Our first day of the kitchen island.
Yeah, we're having dinner. So this is what we've got. We've got some rice in this bowl. This is cooked with, I like to cook my rice with bone broth. It makes for a more delicious, flavorful rice. And then we've got some ground beef that is cooked with coconut aminos and honey and ginger and garlic. And then we've got some little vegetable toppings here, some sriracha sauce. This is a homemade fermented sriracha sauce that I made with our own chilies that we harvested from our garden this year. Then we didn't have any peanuts, supposedly to make this dish with peanuts. I had some chopped up cashews, which I toasted, and then some hemp hearts. And then we just make it all in a bowl. We like arugula, so we put arugula in it.
Nice. So yeah, first day with the island. We're gonna get some good use out of this.
Oh yeah, already we are.